Welcome back to Johnny Custom Glock's Frontside Press, where are you always in the middle?
Yeah.
We have Julie, and then Jeff. So welcome back. All right. So tonight we're going to talk about some stuff, real stuff. I guess I should leave my glasses.
Well, it's the first Tuesday of the month, so it's supposed to be Ask the Gun Lawyers night. Cindy could not be here tonight. She had some family obligations. She could not be here. So it's Ask the Gun Lawyer, who's on here every single week.
There it is.
So there you go.
So we're going to take a lot of questions tonight.
Pretend like I'm never here and just ask away. We do have some interesting topics to talk about, though, so that's good.
My dog's been downstairs for a half an hour. My wife comes home. He runs up here to tell me that she's come home, looks at us, and then walks back out.
Yeah.
Order more.
Hi. Sean says, did I win?
Yep. Your dog's just been sitting in the chair looking out the window waiting for you to come back. All right. So back to the show. All right. So like and share, and comment. And if you're a rumbler, you need to rumble over to us. What is our thing on Rumble? Do we got that someplace?
It's the same. It's still Musings with MGL.
On Rumble?
That's the label on everything. YouTube, Rumble, X, Instaface, Snapgram, whatever. Oh, some bitch.
All right, so that's where we are. So like it, share, and comment, because remember, we're giving stuff away. We're giving away a G-Lock stand. We're giving away a G-Lock armorer's block. Where is it? I'll put it over here in front of Julie. There we go. We're giving away the... Yeah, it's easier if I just put it in front of you.
We're giving away a Mad Dog McGowan mug. I like
mug.
That. I didn't know we were giving it away. Sweet.
Put this one in front of me. You know, it's got the Veritas on one side, the Mad Dog McGowan on the other. Soon we'll get some self-defense Emporium swag going on up here. Give some of that stuff away.
We have 10 people on.
Rocking and rolling, baby.
Sean
Damn, right off the bat.
2 times.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Corey's on, Al is on, and Lisa is on.
Al, how you feeling, brother? So, all right, so I'm going to thank our sponsors, okay? So first, our King sponsor. Hey!
You caught me off guard. You went too quick. I'm not fast enough. That's what she said.
No, she didn't. I bet you're pretty.
The exact opposite.
Go get yourself a Johnny Custom Glocks trigger. Make your life a lot better, because life is way too short to have a Glock trigger that sucks. Yeah. Right? We had a lot of fun making fun of Zildjian last week, you know, because his trigger's freaking horrible. He's like, yeah, I know, I'll get one. I'm going to get one. I'm like, yeah. You know, so JCG is cranking out the new 4311. Let me have that, please.
Yeah.
All right, it's a new 4311. All right, just a rock star of a trigger. Okay, so check that out. Soon he'll have one for the full-size guns. But if you got a 43, a 43X, or a 48, that's what you should be dropping in it. That's what's in my carry gun. All right. Like, I had a great trigger by JCG in it. And when he came out with that, I couldn't wait to get my hands on that thing and get one of them put in my gun. So I ponied my ass over there and got it. All right. We also like to thank Sean Hilton, the guy that wins all the time. with smokeshow3d.com. Okay, cranking out these awesome things as well as some other things if you win. All right. Just, you got to get one of these. If you haven't won one yet, like we're trying to rectify, whenever Sean's name comes up, we're just going to take the one underneath it.
If you haven't won it yet, or if you've won it and it for some reason has not yet been delivered to you,
Oh, here we go.
keep working on it.
But these are like $23.99, I think, 23 or $24.99 on smokeshow3d.com. But if you use FSP10, you're going to get like $250 off. You get 10% off it.
Mm-hmm.
So go get you something. You got G-Lock. Get that. Let's start harassing Sean and see what other guns he can make those for. If there's anything else out there. I saw a friggin' like a chassis for AR-15 for 22 AR-15 that was 3D printed. I'm just saying. Not that we can give one of those away on the show, but all right. So everybody like, share, and comment. All right. Get your adult or get your beverage of choice.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't have to be adult beverage. I'm just saying. All right. And get ready for the toast. Also, let me throw a plug in for my buddy, George. All right. He got word of what we talked about on the show, and I got 2 hardcovers and 3 what's the other? It's not hardcover. Paperback books. If anybody's interested in them, okay. Like I got them at the house. I got a package. I'm like, what is this? Open it up.
My
Had cool
brother-in-law's
books.
on.
Mike
Davis. Hey.
All right. So if anybody's interested in that book, it's a great book. Just message me, call me, whatever. All right. So that's it.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Ready? Everybody get their beverage. All right. May your troubles be less and your blessings be more, and nothing but happiness come through your door.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right.
All right.
Oh, Sean says free shipping.
Free shipping.
That's cool.
Oh, FSP10 gets you free shipping. Should be FSP10 FS. I'm just saying.
Postage rates are going up too. Again,
Yeah.
I just got a thing for my postage meter talking about all the increases that I'm gonna have to start paying for mailing out my shit.
There it is. Hey, they're working on Sundays now, so I'm just saying. So, what are we going to talk about, Jeffrey?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about? It's gun lawyer night. You got a question for me?
Yeah, why is YouTube screwing me? Like they want to grow up to be Facebook?
They're not screwing you. You don't have a YouTube channel. They're screwing me.
I got like 4 YouTube channels.
No, that's true, I guess.
I got the Train VTA one. I got ones that I test on for the Train VTA one. I got ones I got drunk and made, stuff like that.
Yeah, so there's not much new in the law going on. There haven't been any new laws or new cases that have come out recently or anything along those lines. So it's kind of dead in the actual new law category. However, as I say all the time on here, when I always ask people to like, subscribe, share, and comment in the YouTube video, because as we all know, they have the algorithms and the policies where they really try and tamp down on gun channels. And so it used to be kind of secretly because it was this algorithm that they didn't know anything about, but they've made some new changes to their creators policy, which directly affects firearms. So essentially, YouTube has updated its community guidelines for creators. There's an article on AmmoLand, which will negatively impact gun channels by limiting their reach. The new guidelines for creators policy was announced earlier this week and is due to take effect on June 18th. The new policy doesn't specifically ban any content that wasn't already banned, but it does add an age restriction to certain content. Some of the videos that will be age restricted to those over 18 years old are videos that feature 3D printed firearms, homemade suppressors, standard capacity magazines, referred to as large capacity magazines in the new guidelines. They actually use the phrase, guns equipped with standard capacity magazines, automatic fire, and equipment that simulate automatic fire, such as bump stocks, trigger cranks, force reset triggers, and other devices that speed up the rate of fire of a gun. So if your content now has any of that kind of stuff on it, they're going to slap an age restriction on it, which means only people over the age of 18 can watch it. And the age restriction means that the videos will still be allowed on YouTube, but to be viewed, a user must sign into their account. This hurts the video's reach because it will not be recommended through the YouTube algorithm, that favorite word everybody loves, where videos receive the most views. It also will hurt the embedding of videos in websites, since a user will have to go to the YouTube website to sign in to watch the video. So obviously what that means is if I create a video and I want to put it like on my office website, or you create a video and you want to put it on Veritas website or whatever, if that gets slapped with an age restriction on YouTube, it won't play on your channel. So people go to your website, oh, here's a video of Mike shooting a specific firearm, and they click on it, it won't work. They're going to have to go to YouTube, log in, and then watch the video from there. So it not only does it restrict your YouTube account, they're actually reaching into your personal accounts and not allowing you to put stuff even on third-party platforms like your own website that you pay for. So just to let everybody know out there, that's why it's very important to find, whether it's my gun channel or other gun channels, find as many gun channels as you can and like them, subscribe on them, comment on them, because that's the only way that you're even going to defeat some sort of the algorithm, by getting it out there. But for anybody who's got a YouTube channel regarding guns, their updated policy is going to severely restrict the things that you can put on your videos. So FYI.
We gotta get off. We gotta find someplace else. We gotta figure out what the waters to sail and Rumble are, or whatever.
Yeah.
Like have somebody make us our own.
Yeah.
Friggin',
Yeah, I
So
mean, Rumble's
Corey
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Corey said that he had left a comment on your YouTube channel, a question. And I asked him to ask it again here, and I don't see it yet.
Yeah, okay.
And
Yeah,
Sean says, question, what is misdemeanor murder?
Misdemeanor murder.
Misdemeanor murder.
Wow. The memory on that guy.
It's when you take a cannon and you shoot somebody who committed treason and then claim that it was an accident.
There you go.
Misdemeanor murder. Well, and the funny thing is, I don't know if it's an algorithm thing either, but I don't get a lot of my comments. I used to get an email that said, "Hey, so and so now commented on your thing," and I could click on it and go in and comment on it. But I don't get the emails anymore. So now I go to when I log into my page and hit the notification, I can see what the comments are, but I don't get notified of the comments unless I actively seek them down. So I don't know if that's something that I did with my Gmail, or if that's something that YouTube did, but
just because
I've noticed that my comments aren't the same either. Yeah, I mean, the problem with Rumble is Rumble's great, and it's going to be an alternative platform where they don't restrict that kind of stuff, but it's still small, and there's a huge gap between Rumble and YouTube, and it's great that it's getting bigger, and hopefully over time it'll get bigger and bigger. But if you want to have a channel that reaches a lot of people and that can maybe earn you some ad money and some extra money on the side, YouTube's still the place to go. It's still the big dog in town, and if you want to go there and have any sort of reach or make any sort of money, that's where you got to go. And they know it, which is why they can dick around with all these guidelines all the time. And being a private company, they can set whatever guidelines they want. So I'm surprised.
We don't like it. We don't get to use it.
If someday they just banned all gun channels and said, we don't want gun channels on here anymore.
They don't want to do that because they're making money off it.
Well, that's the other thing, is they get it right. It's one of those hypocrisy things where they can complain about all the right wing content and the right wing commentators and the Ben Shapiro's of the world or whatever, but they get the most views and the most subscribers, and which generates the most ad revenue.
Right. If they have that big of a problem, they shouldn't take my money. You know, I'm sure Shapiro would be fine with them not taking his money. You know
Right.
what I mean? It's just, it's like the left is just so shitty. You know what I mean?
So Chris
Yeah.
Stape says, Mike, we need to get you on Rumble too. I think you are, right? Or no?
I guess I am, but I can't remember. Like, I'd have to look through it. But yeah, Chris, we can talk about that. There it is.
Link in the
comment.
comments below. Go
Thank
watch
you.
on your. Oh, and I don't even care if it's not watching us, whatever. But you should go create a Rumble account and start checking out some of the content over there and trying to build up the secondary platforms, because that's really the only thing that we can do if we want to don't have these restrictions. So do that regardless, whether you're going to watch us or somebody else. And our conspiracy guy is on there too, so that's what he's only on there. He's not even on YouTube at all because he doesn't want to deal with the nonsense. So there's a lot of people that are doing that. People like Steven Crowder are trying to only go to Rumble and not really go on YouTube anymore. So unfortunately, it's the world we live in. So until then, those are the new rules.
We got to get.
In case anybody's looking to start a channel.
We got
Roger Barfield is watching.
Hey.
Geneva's on again.
Hi, Roger.
Maria, we have Chris Stape, and Greg Hamilton is watching.
How about that?
Good deal.
Cracking it. Maybe we'll get back to reaching 666,000 a month.
Wouldn't that be
Yeah, I know. That would be great. If I could reach that many people on my YouTube channel, that'd be fantastic. I'm up to 1,013 subscribers, so we're almost to 10K. Keep coming.
There it is. Almost there.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Over 1/10 of the way.
14, we just picked up another one. 1,014 subscribers.
There it is.
Good.
Cranking them.
Corey says, this is just an idea. You can make a private Discord for people to come in and have a video chat. That way, Mike, there's nothing left.
The algorithm shut down the rest of his question.
It's not compatible with what? Kerry? Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, it's not compatible with vMix. Zoom is. Well, you can always do that and just invite people to it, but then you kind of you don't get your reach because you got to do special invites to people. It's not like just anybody who wants to come watch it. And then, of course, you don't get any ad revenue or whatever. You could start a Patreon style account where people can give you money every month, but most people won't do that.
You got to go do something outside.
Yeah.
I'm not going to have this conversation again. I'm not going to have it again. Every week we have this conversation, and I give you suggestions of who you can call and what we can do, and you never do it. I don't know these people. You do. You're the famous man around. Everybody I know has an office in downtown Sarasota. You know the people that have like outside places and own bars and stuff like that. So you got to step it up, man.
Passing the buck.
So speaking of which, if people subscribe to my channel, there's another thing kind of on the same note. I don't know if you guys knew this, but I actually just did a video on it. The DOJ is getting Amazon and places like that to tell them who's buying 3D printers so they can find out who's getting 3D printers and who's buying the material to make 3D printed guns. They're not doing subpoenas or nothing. They're voluntarily turning over your purchase history to the Department of Justice for anybody who purchases 3D printers.
Just got to find somebody who doesn't do anything with guns and just have them buy them your 3D printer, so you don't have to deal with anything.
Then you're just going to go after that person.
What are they going to do?
Put you on the list, man.
Trust me.
You don't want to be on no list.
I'm on the list. Got a letter saying I was on the list a long time ago. I'm on the list.
All right, so Corey says, do you think the government is going to disarm the people in the USA or not? Or does the government have the right to disarm people?
No.
No.
Like no and no. Like, you know what that is? Knock, knock. Who is it? The government. I hope those plates are 4A.
So,
What level are your plates?
yeah. Here's the thing, though. Here's what I always say about this. obviously, I think there's a large segment of the population, and especially politicians, that would like to ban guns and remove them from everybody's house. But my theory is if they wanted to do that, everybody has this vision in their head where like some law gets passed and then all of a sudden the cops and the troopers go around knocking on everybody's door and saying, I want to search your house and take your guns, in which case they'll get shot and there'll be a civil war. That's the way everybody pictures it. That's not how it's going to happen. Here's what's going to happen. They're going to pass some law like that, and they're not going to come knock on your door to take your guns. What they're going to do is they're going to take your kids, they're going to take your business, and they're going to shut down your bank accounts. And then some people are going to want to voluntarily give up that stuff because they're going to say they're going to get the list of firearm purchases. They're going to call DCF. And they're going to say, hey, there's a gun in that house, and they can't have a gun in the house, and DCF does have the right to come take your kids. And so they're going to say your choice is give up your kids or give up your guns. A lot of people would shoot the DCF person in the face, but it's not going to be some jackbooted thug in there with a bunch of body armor on. It's going to be like some 80-year-old white lady who's volunteering for DCF saying, give me your kids, and nobody's going to want to shoot them in the face. Or they're going to freeze all your bank accounts, just like they did those truckers up in Canada. And they're going to say, you want access to your money? Guess what? Turn over your guns and we'll unfreeze. And we'll unfreeze your bank account. And unless you have bars of gold or sacks of cash buried in your backyard, you're not going to be able to buy food. So that's the kind of shit that they're going to do. Just like the stuff that they did for the jab, because they took the military people who they had control over and said, get the jab or you're fired. The government employees, they said, get the jab or you're fired. So they can do that with government employees as well. Hey, you want to work for the DMV or the fire department or whatever? You need to give proof that you gave up your guns. Otherwise, we're going to fire you from your job. And then they apply the secondary pressures to the non-government employees, just like they did with trying to get people to give the jab. And they're going to say, you can't ride this bus if you don't have it or whatever. You can't go to this restaurant. That's how they're going to do it. There's not going to be this mass thing of troops going door to door, kicking them in, and everybody's just going to shoot them in the face. If they ever do it, I don't think they will, but if they ever do it, they're going to try all those secondary things, and then we'll see how many people can hold out. Because if you don't have anybody to shoot, if they just freeze your bank accounts, and you don't have a jackbooted thug in your door to shoot in the face, what are you going to do? I don't know.
Go to DC.
It's interesting.
Go to DC.
That's always been my theory, because yeah, but if you go to DC, they arrest you for trespassing and taking a tour without the right pass. And then they'll shoot you if you're unarmed looking through a window.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
even though there's two guys in uniforms with AR-15 standing right next to you.
Right. So yeah,
it's so dangerous.
Like they won't do it that way because they know they can't do it that way. They'll do it the secondary way. That's what they're doing now. They're not banning guns, but they're telling banks, hey, don't give loans to gun companies. They're telling Amazon, tell us who's buying 3D printers. So they're not coming right to your door and knocking on it and saying, give me your shit. They're doing it all backdoor.
Sneaky.
Remember when they were saying, back when the election was going on, they're like, oh, he's not coming after the guns. Oh, he is.
They always say that. Yeah, they always have to say that. We believe in the Second Amendment. We just want common sense gun control. Nobody's coming for your guns. Just common sense, man. Common sense. Common sense. Nobody's coming for your guns. My ex-law partner he's a friend of mine, so he's a good friend of mine, so I'm not bashing him as a person, but he's a lefty, doesn't like guns, and we used to have that comment all the time. He'd be like, well, why do you like it? I'm like, they're coming to take my guns, and he'd laugh, nobody's coming to take your guns. I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, but who really needs
that? Yeah, right.
Like me.
Well, it's all about need. Yeah. Well, and then when you got what's his face that drawing a blank on his name, the jackass Beto O'Rourke, who's like a major nomination for president, going, hell yeah, I'm going to come to your house and take your guns. And then they look you in the face and go, no, we don't want to take your guns. It's like, oh, your guy just fucking said it during a national debate, but whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. So the answer, I agree with you, Mike. The answer is no and no. But if they ever did, it ain't going to be like a civil war like you think it would be. It's going to be all kinds of other machinations.
Well, it's not they can make up charges against an ex-president and change how the actual
Right.
court in front of
Right.
everybody.
Right. Yeah, it's not like some prosecutor. Speaking of which, I just did a video. If you like and subscribe to my channel, you'll see a video upcoming in the next couple of days where I talk about how prosecutors have a lot of power and they're the ones who can take your guns away, take your life away, and kind of ruin it. They're trying to take Trump's New York permit now. The New York Police Department is moving to take his permit away because obviously he's now been technically a convicted felon. So they initiated all the paperwork to take away and revoke his concealed carry permit from New York City. So yeah, no jackbooted thug's going to come to his house and take his guns, but the prosecutor trumped up charges, got a felony conviction on him, and now he can't have them. So there's ways to do it.
I wouldn't go to Trump's house and try to take his guns. His boys are pretty good. They do a lot of training.
He doesn't need to carry guns anymore anyway. He's got like 1,000 guys around him that have guns all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to like it when Nancy Pelosi used to, run her mouth about guns as she's standing there with 9 Secret Service people around her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need a refill?
Well, I've always said they're not anti-gun. They're anti-private gun ownership. Those are two different things. They have no problem with the military having guns when they're in charge. They seem to have no problem with cops having guns when they're in charge too, except those same cops are also racist and using those guns to shoot unarmed black men. So I still haven't squared that into the round hole yet. So I don't, still unresolved there, but they're okay with people around them having guns. Their gated community guard having guns, but they don't want you having guns. So they're not anti-gun, anti-private gun ownership.
Right. Because the world is so much more dangerous if I have a gun. Because you never know when I might.
For certain people it is, but not in general.
I'm just sick.
But whoever heard of a hypocritical politician?
Whoever heard what?
Whoever heard of a hypocritical politician?
Yeah, I know.
Well, speaking of hypocritical politicians, our president, who would like to take everybody's gun, has no problem with his cracked out son lying on a form to get a gun. Because he's the smartest guy he's ever known. He's a good kid. He's a good guy. I love him with all my heart. He's
everybody loves him.
Prosecuted for what he did, but yet he's lied on a federal form while using drugs, which is what they say they hate about the gun laws is they're too loose, and yet the number one son is violating the very laws that they don't like, and then they don't want it to go.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's okay if a Biden does it.
Right.
Well, not like they're criminals.
They can do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
They can do a lot of stuff.
He's great. I mean, look, he knows so much about the energy world. I mean, he
knows about the energy world. He knows about the gun world. He knows about the art world.
He's an artist.
With art.
Yep. He's very good. More money than,
the number one son.
Picasso or he's a great guy. We're very lucky to have him.
The funny thing is, they're making the argument under Bruin that people who use drugs should be allowed to have a firearm. Therefore, the no drug, no firearm law is unconstitutional, so he shouldn't be convicted. So his lawyers, the son of Joe Biden, who wants universal background checks and thinks all you should have is a double-barrel shotgun to fire out your back window, his son's lawyers are arguing that the 4473 questionnaire about drugs is unconstitutional, and therefore his son shouldn't be convicted.
Right, he shouldn't. He's a crackhead. A lot of people are crackheads. Like, crackheads need guns, too. Like, when they rob people, they should have guns.
Right. Well, and he's citing Bruin, which is the law that they passed that threw out a lot of the gun laws, which they said was a runaway conservative court that is ruining our Constitution and our democracy. And they're citing that very same case.
Conservatives.
Hunter
Bunch of communists. All he said about
talk about hypocrisy. It's funny as shit.
All those people on the right, the morals and the ethics and stuff like that. So sick of them.
Well, that's the issue. Is this look
Close-minded.
on
Racist.
a fundamental basis? As I've said repeatedly, I'm an absolutist. It says period. It doesn't say comma unless you're using crack, because pretty much all the
I know
founding
you've used that
fathers
against
used
me many
cocaine.
times.
I mean, all the founding fathers, like, they put fucking cocaine in their medicine. Coca-Cola had cocaine in it. That's why it's called Coca-Cola. So the founding fathers were taking cocaine like left and right, and other kind of narcotics. So they obviously didn't think that if you were taking illegal drugs, you couldn't have a gun when they passed the Second Amendment. So I agree with their legal position on that. What's bullshit, though, is then that should be everybody. Then the DOJ should immediately stop prosecuting anybody who uses drugs and has a gun because they agree it's unconstitutional. You can't pick out Hunter Biden and say, well, it's okay for him, but it's not okay for Joe Schmidt down the street. That's all I want. Fairness, consistency.
Hey, if they made it legal, I'd be on the weed. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm in a lot of pain, man. I could be sitting back with like a 4-foot bong or something, just like being legal. That's it.
There's no questionnaire on there about do you drink too much alcohol?
No, because all the
Why is there one
politicians
on there
are
about using
drugs.
drugs? Exactly. Exactly. You can take all the prescription oxycodones you want and mark that form legally, but you take some marijuana from down the street, can't have a gun.
Morphine lollipops. Good to go.
Have you listened at all to that fucking trial?
Oh, what? Do you really think I could handle that?
It is.
You just trying to torment me?
Setting aside the gun stuff, it is like one of the funniest fucking things. It's like the most dysfunctional family. So they've called as witnesses his ex-wife that says he uses fucking cocaine and crack all the time. And she always had to search the car before she took the kids to school because the kids were in the school and she didn't want him being around the kids. That's his ex-wife. Then his brother dies and he starts fucking sleeping with his brother's widow like 3 months after his brother dies. They get into a relationship. She testifies that he's using crack cocaine all the time. He got her hooked on crack after the brother died, hooked on crack. She's the one that took the gun because he was using crack and she thought he was going to do something with it and threw it in the garbage can. And then when she came home and told Hunter about it, he told her to call the cops and tell him the gun was stolen. So she called. This is the widow of the dead brother, the Beau, who he talks about as like the sainted Beau who didn't die in combat, even though he claims that he did. So that widow calls the cops, makes a false police report about the gun fucking being stolen. There's some homeless guy that like rummages through garbage cans every day, finds the gun, calls the police, reports it stolen. It's registered to Hunter. They then call the fucking Secret Service to go down there to try and get the gun back and cover the whole thing up. And the cops are like, yeah, we're not doing that. Meanwhile, he then is dating a stripper, like at the same time he's dating the widow, who also says that he's cracked out all the time, that he has pieces of rock cocaine that are the size of marbles some days and the size of fucking ping pongs. They got have his audio. The guy wrote the book. He wrote his memoir book talking about all this crack and shit that he used to do. They played the audio of him reading his own audio book, talking about how at the same time he's filling out this form, all this crack he's using, where he's buying it from, and his current wife and Jill Biden are sitting in the fucking back seat watching the whole trial. That's the most dysfunctional fucking family I've ever seen in my life. Ever. Like,
well, you know, all the kids rubbing his legs.
Right. It's hilarious. It's the funniest fucking thing.
I would like to see what would happen if I was in a pool, kick him upside, rub my leg.
Oh.
Like, I would like to know what the first words that came out of my mouth before I could think would be.
And the first witness authenticated the laptop by saying it was Hunter Biden's laptop, even though they said for a year and got 50 intelligence agents to say it was Russian disinformation.
Yeah.
And then the first witness said, yeah, that's his gun, or that's his laptop. Hilarious. And they're not even arguing it's not his laptop. They're arguing under the constitutional grounds he shouldn't have it.
Shouldn't have the laptop? Or the guy
No,
shouldn't
he shouldn't
have
have a
it?
gun. He should be allowed to have the gun.
Yeah.
Well,
Because, you know,
their
hey,
main defense
at least
is
he'll hide on
their
crack.
main
Somebody could come rob him. Why shouldn't he have a gun?
well, their main
Not that hard.
defense is that he was so high at the time. He didn't intentionally lie on the form because he was like so high he didn't know what the fuck questions he was answering. Like that's the defense they're going with. Like that's not how it works.
That's like
that's
like when I had to go in front of the DA, right? For the accident where a drunk driver hit us, stopped at a red light, hit us doing like 60, right? They took him to the hospital. They went to arrest him, but they didn't arrest him because they couldn't wake him up because he was so friggin' drunk. And he hasn't been arrested. He's just never been arrested. And I asked him, like, why not? And he goes, well, you know, they're saying that we can't prove he was driving. I was like, who was driving? Was he so drunk that the car was driving itself? Because they took him in an ambulance.
right.
Well, did anybody see him get out of the car? Yeah. But they want to put my 13-year-old kid on trial.
He's a witness.
Yeah.
I'm like, it'd be much easier. Just like why this is sometimes like, you know, I don't understand. This is why I got to call you up and ask you questions like, why can't I stab him in the neck legally? like I just wanted to explain to me. I'm not saying I would do it. I'm just saying, like, why is it illegal?
Because we live in a society. Rule of law. Have it listen to Joe Biden. It's the rule of law.
What is the like? I don't understand it. Like I don't. You know what I mean?
Just bring back duels. I like the Aaron Burr, you know, shit from back in the day. You got a problem with somebody? Fucking go have a duel.
Awesome.
You know he's my cousin, right?
He's dead.
He's my cousin. He is on my family tree. Like this twice removed or whatever.
Not your current cousin. He's an ancestral cousin.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Like I didn't think anybody thought he was actually alive. Because whatever vitamin program he's on, I would definitely get on.
You didn't say ancestral cousin.
Because it sounds perverted.
Ancestral.
The guy's dead, but if you go far enough back on my family tree, you will find his name. Which when my kids, my two oldest, found out about that, they're like, ooh! I'm like, hey,
that's cool.
Shouldn't have threw away his shot.
Right.
See, gunfighting's been in the McGowan family for a long time. I'm just saying.
That I don't disagree. Or a Thunderdome situation. It doesn't necessarily have to be guns. I'm not saying people should be murdered, but can you do a Thunderdome situation or a cage match or something?
No. I'm telling you right now, you can't. Because you know why?
I agree.
I've been in two things. So one with the I don't remember a call when we're talking about who's getting insurance money or whatever, right? And they're trying to divvy it up, and I won't say what attorneys we were going up against, but they were like, "Well, they want that $7,000." I'm like, "They're not getting more money than me." The guy didn't even go to the hospital. You know, yes, my car hit his car because the guy hit us so hard he put us in the air, and then we hit the back of his car and he had damage, whatever, right? But he's not getting more money than me. And the attorney's like, oh, you know, we want to go. And I'm just like, I'll tell you what, I will do that number, right? But I get to fight him on the street, in a ring, or in a cage.
Right.
So if the attorney wants to go with that, like that. And then when I had to go to the DA, he's like, well, you know, he's probably going to get like 3 months. I'm like, 3 months? He almost killed my whole family. Yeah. Right? He goes, well, we're going to suspend his license. I'm like, you know how long his rap sheet is? I'm like, you think that he won't drive if you take his license away? I go, how about this? How about we just not send him to court, but I get 10 minutes with a cage in him? And he's like, well, Mr. Magawan, that's not the way it works. I'm like, why not? Like, so, no one has been able to explain to me.
I just told you, we live in a society.
Yeah, but being a bunch of freaking pussies isn't an answer. Like, it's not an answer. It's not anarchy.
Anarchy.
It's in a cage, right? There's no overflow. I'm not going after anybody else. Like my attorney told me, he goes, I got to tell you, Mike, or I got to tell you, Mr. Magwan, because he kept calling me that, was driving me crazy, right? Everybody thinks I'm Native American. You know, that was on my grandmother's side. You know, it's like this. It's like, he's like, I canceled my next appointment just so I could stay here and listen to you. Because even though we can't use anything you're saying, they're very well thought out. I'm like, I don't see what the problem is. Like, that's it.
So,
Let's go.
You know that's why we have lawyers, right? You know the history?
Because
So,
they won't let me punch people and stab people?
Yes. So back in the day, way back in the day, that's how people settled their disputes. If you had two rich guys or landowners or knights or whatever, and they had a legal dispute, they would put them in a freaking arena or whatever, and they would duel, joust, whatever they did back in the day. And then
So they used to do it right.
I don't want to die over a dispute over some land or whatever. So then they started getting representatives. They would bring in a knight, or they'd select a representative to represent them on the battlefield or whatever, and then they would fight each other on behalf of the other people. And then over time, those people just evolved into attorneys. So that's the entire history of why there are solicitors, advocates. That's why we're called advocates, all that kind of stuff. It all goes back to people became pussies and decided they didn't want to fight their own battles, and so they got other people to do it for them. And then 500, 1,000 years later or whatever, you're paying me to go to court for you.
Yeah, I don't see why.
That's why you can't do it, because it's always the fucking lawyer's fault. Because the people solved all their own problems, I couldn't pay my mortgage.
All right. It's not like you're going to make any money off me. What's that?
There's your answer. There's your answer.
Friggin' Jeff. I can't stab people in the neck because of
everything comes down to the damn lawyers. Everything comes down to the damn lawyers. That's why we have warnings on Tide Pod boxes. It's always lawyers.
It's amazing.
That's why car insurance rates are so high. Lawyers. Yeah. I agree.
It's amazing what, like, they really need to take the warning labels off stuff, like, you know, don't blow dry your hair while you're still sitting in the tub.
While you're in the bathtub.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, don't eat Tide Pods. Like, you know what? Let them eat them.
Don't put plastic bag over your head. Yeah.
Right, and make it so you can't breathe. Like, it's bad. Like, if you don't know that, first of all, your parents suck. You know what I mean? Like here's the deal. I did a lot of stupid shit. I mean, on purpose. Like, I did much more stupid shit on purpose than, you know, like, we should jump off this bridge. Like, you ever hear that one? You know, if all your friends jumped off a bridge, would you? Like, I was one of the friends.
Probably. Yeah, I'd be the one getting the other people to follow me. Yeah.
I think we can
that
jump off. That
parent should be asking that guy the question, not you.
More than once.
I jumped off freaking the one by what is it? Beer Can Island.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, water not as deep as you think it is.
Most of the time, it's not.
Like, I guess my fear of heights doesn't apply when I'm really drunk.
Same here.
When your truck's stuck on the bridge, you know what you gotta do? You gotta jump off the bridge. Like, all right.
Down your inhibitions, that's for sure.
That shit was like this fucking deep, man. When I hit, I was like, woo! And then I hit the bottom so hard, man. Like, it was like my knees were up on my ears. I'm like, it's a bad idea.
You shouldn't go in head first. That's how all these people end up in wheelchairs.
Ooh, yeah. I had a friend who did head first and ended up breaking his neck.
Yep. A lot of people end up in wheelchairs that way.
Yep.
We did some bridge jumping down in the Keys. There's a bridge down there in Cujo Key that's well known for bridge jumping. People park their boats there and stuff. So we did a half day of bridge jumping.
This time?
There, though. Yeah, just last week or whatever. It was last Friday.
All right.
So
happy birthday. Jump off a bridge.
Bridges. Yep. With my kids, I made my kids jump off with me. So I'm not one of those people that's like, if your friend jumps off, don't jump off. I'm like, well, where's the bridge at? Let's go.
That's right. There's some great parenting.
So Corey said, but I did slap a bull on the butt when I was younger and outran my friends in a cow pasture.
That's it.
Just got to be faster than your friends.
That's it. Yeah. The guy putting on his shoes is like, I don't think you can outrun a bear. I don't think I have to. I just have to outrun you.
Right.
Ooh,
That's always
John
the
says something that's high to you is just normal height to everyone
Oh,
else.
keep it up.
Oh boy.
yeah. That's true. That's
Like I
true.
can't reach your neck.
Yeah, how high was this bridge? Like a foot off the ground? I'm just curious as to how it was.
It's a Bear Can Island bridge.
Imagine if a normal sized person jumped in there, they'd really hurt their back.
Oh, here we go. See what you started, Sean? Hope
Oh,
you're proud of
boy.
yourself. I can't even see my time. You know what?
Are there any
Let's
legal
pick a
questions?
winner.
Pick a winner.
Nobody has any legal questions. I've fully educated our audience over the last 5 or 6 years.
Yeah, I got a legal question. Do you think I'll win if I sue you for being an asshole?
No, because truth is an absolute defense.
That's great. All right, what are we? We're doing a keychain. We doing a keychain?
Oh, we got keychain. Do we have it up here?
No.
I got one in my truck. I play with it all the time. It's cats.
Yeah.
Is that one with a gun on it?
No.
No, it's a Magpul mag, AR-15 mag.
Oh, that's right. We looked
Very-
at those. Yeah, we looked at those a couple weeks. I knew it was gun related. I just couldn't remember what was on it. So we got a Magpul keychain, a coffee mug, the normal block, and
And the stand. Yeah.
and
So
stand
what's
like
first?
usual. Wow.
The keychain.
Giving a
All right. Like, share, comment. Like, share, comment. What?
No, go ahead. I'll talk afterwards before we log out.
Keychain.
This is for the keychain. Let's move this out of the way. I put my glass on just
John
to see
Hill.
Sean's name.
Oh. Dr.
Missed it
Z.
by-
Dr.
that's my-
Z. How about that?
All right, the next one is going to be for the mug.
For the mug.
John Hill.
Who's low?
I think it's Cat.
He can win the mug. He doesn't have a mug.
Oh
yeah, he can win the
get
mug.
Yeah, Sean.
That was the mug, so he can have that.
Yeah, he got a mug.
that's
Yeah.
what-
Right.
He can have that.
Next one is for the block.
An actual winner. That's funny. John
How
Hill.
about that?
Good
Make his own
deal.
block.
Yes, you won.
John Hilton. Spin it again.
No, Rick.
No, Rick Ogati.
Rick O'Donnell got it.
Oh, you're going below. You're not doing a second spin? Okay, I get it.
No.
Yeah, because Sean won 4 times in a row one time, which,
Right.
which was
Otherwise, you're
awesome
just wasting our
for
time.
me. I won't say how many, but
The next one's
Wasting
for the stand.
Wasting your time.
Oh, Sean said he won.
Stand in the
last.
place where you
No.
live.
Maria got it last week.
yeah.
Cody John.
Cody John.
Oh.
He won one last week.
There it is.
Yeah, Cody got a stand last week too. So he's got 2 of them. He can
Oh,
give
did
one
he?
to else.
What
Yeah.
did you say?
Present.
Skip a second one. If he doesn't want it, we throw it back in the pot.
Now
Well,
Maria.
Maria won the mug last week.
Yep.
I was gonna say I wasn't here last week.
Unless
so
we
I don't know
gave,
what-
unless we gave it to Maria, because don't worry, you got the mug. You got the
John
mug this
won.
week,
Yeah.
and we'll make it so that you can win whatever you don't make. How's that?
There we go.
We'll try to have more stuff
Yeah, I
you
think-
can win.
I think he should win whatever
What's
he wants
that?
to make. Right.
That's why it's like this. That's why I like to see Sean win, even if he doesn't get it. He puts in the effort. I want it rewarded.
Right. That's how
I
you
like
gotta do
that.
it. You gotta like, share, and subscribe.
That's it.
Yeah.
And
But
comment.
it got but 4 times in a row we had to pull a chain on that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So here's who won.
For the keychain,
Dr. Z,
Dr. Z. Yep. For the mug, Sean.
the Hiltonist,
Yep. For the block is Rick Odato.
Rick O'Donnell.
And for the stand is Cody,
Cody
Johns.
Johns.
Again, so you've got 2 of them, Cody. Very good.
Oh, you can set your guns up like this. Hold on, let me- like that. All right. So what we got to say, Jeff?
Oh, I was just gonna tell the audience that if there's a topic they want us to talk about, give us some ideas. I mean, we're always trying to find things to do every week. That's why we got the new conspiracy thing going on. We got a legal week. We're always looking for topics. Like if there's a particular gun related topic or in the gun related adjacent topic that you want to talk about, whether it's tactical, shooting, gun related or whatever, throw out some ideas. Comment, go on Facebook, throw out some ideas, and we'll see if we can put a show together around that topic. We always try and come up with good stuff for you, but we want to know what the audience wants. We don't want to put on stuff that you don't want to see. So if there's a particular topic that we've never done that you want to see, or something that we did in the past that you'd like us to do again, like shoot Mike in the face with some sort of electrical device, comment.
You might like to see me get hurt.
Suggestions, and we'll find a guest. We could probably find a guest who might be able to talk about the topic that you want. So I'm just putting it out there for the audience. If you something particular you want to hear about or have us do a show on or see, comment and message us.
Get 100 people to watch the show. I'm all about getting hurt.
So Sean says, I told Mike to do one on hurricane prepping. That would be a good one to do. Yeah.
We're going to do a hurricane one.
Mm-hmm.
We need to do
we can start doing that.
Yeah.
A go bag one too. We were going to do a show where we told everybody what to put in their go bag, put something together like that. I'd like to do some hand-to-hand, like a hand-to-hand self-defense kind of show too. Like if there's an instructor or somebody that you know that wants to come on and talk about maybe the best type of hand-to-hand self-defense, whether it's jiu-jitsu, Krav Maga, I don't fucking know. But if there's anybody that wants to come on and talk about non-lethals, because we talk a lot about guns, but somebody wants to come in and talk about pepper sprays or non-lethals or something. If you know somebody like that, they should come on and do a personal self-defense show. So there's topics we could do. Hurricane season is starting, so.
All right. Let's talk about it.
So Corey says, Mike, I will send you a video of what I'm cooking on the barbecue next time.
It's killing me. It's killing me. You guys send me like all this food. Like, shouldn't send me pictures of it. You should teach me how to cook like that.
There you go. And Sean says, have Johnny, I'm assuming not my brother, but Johnny Glock to come on one night.
Johnny, trying to get him nailed down to it. Yeah.
Issues, right? Yeah.
It was one thing when we were in the studio
for a while, but
like it was easier to get people to come to the studio than it is to have them open their laptop.
I was gonna say, which doesn't make any sense. It'd be easier for them to just sit in their kitchen and open up their laptop.
Yeah, but the studio was really fucking cool.
It was.
I don't disagree. It was fun. Yeah. Hurry up and get your shop open, and we'll have another studio.
Yeah.
Like one night we'll have it in the VIP room.
Oh yeah,
hanging out
right below my office.
Yeah. All right. So let's thank our sponsors again. So our King sponsor.
Got it.
Nailed it. Johnny Custom Glocks, because life is too short to have a Glock trigger that sucks. And honestly, if you got a G-Lock and you ain't got a Johnny Glock trigger in it, you're really handicapping yourself. I'm just letting you know that. All right?
Fuck you, man.
And the king of winning, Sean Hilton at smokeshow3d.com. So get over there, get yourself one of these cool-ass Armor's block.
Sean said he would come on the show, but it's too far of a drive.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
I bet you if we had the studio, we should go to Sean's office, make something.
Right. Yeah. Too far of a drive to his living room?
So,
or his kitchen, or his bedroom, or whatever.
I don't know. Let's talk to the monk, the drunken monk, or whatever, and see if we can get in there. All right. Don't forget FSP 10 for 10% off one of these.
Mm-hmm.
One of these, and free shipping.
Yep.
I've got all about that already.
So that's like 11 and 12 bucks off, or 11 or 12% off, because shipping's expensive these days.
All right. So let's get out of here so I can check to see how many people are watching, because I like it. So first of all, before we go, I just want to thank everybody that checks in, comments, shares, stuff like that. I really do appreciate it. We really are getting beat up by the crybaby left media, social media, right? So just help us out so we can get going on this. But I know. It's horrible.
Yeah.
All right.
Tell all your friends.
You fucking know better, you know? Like this, at friggin' 666,000, we were rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
All right. So let's make this great again.
Yep.
Let's make front say press great again. So I don't know what initials that would be. Motherfucker.
Mefeska. Mefeska.
Motherfucker booger.
Mephiska.
That's going to be our battle cry. Motherfucker.
High-speed motherfucker.
Do it.
That's right. Let's be high speed motherfuckers again.
Yeah.
All right.
Mephiska.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Good night, guys.
Peace.
Yeah,
See you
please
next
go to the
Thursday.
YouTube
It'll be
channel,
the
like, subscribe,
second
share.
Thursday of the
tell all
month.
your
And you know what
friends.
that means?
Just us.
I don't know. Just drink.
Yeah.
Play music. Take us out.